Greetings everyone, this is Ana Mihilo and today I will be reporting about the description of the quality teacher and teacher quality, and I hope you gain something as I go through them. And before we get started, do any of you know the difference between a teacher's quality and a quality teacher? If any of you have, please leave a remark in the box below and I'll give you some points. Teacher quality refers to the teacher preparation and qualifications, while the quality teacher is the characteristics the teacher possesses inside the classroom to foster learning. So, teacher quality is very important since learning is not just limited to knowledge acquisition. For effective learning to occur, learners need to be equipped with appropriate skills, which means they need to know how to learn in order to be fully successful. While the quality teacher, every child needs and deserves dedicated, outstanding teachers who know their subject matter, are effectively trained, and know how to teach to high standards and to make learning come alive for students. A national profile of teacher quality is a necessary tool for tracking our progress toward this goal. So, there are elements of a teacher quality. First of that is the teacher coursework. It suggests positive effects in terms of opportunity to learn the profession and reduced anxiety among new teachers. So, importante yun siya nga training para mas ma-enhance pa imong confidence, ilabi na mawawon kayo kanya ni hatag sa niog positive effects in terms in developing your new ways of teaching and to develop your creativity in teaching your subject. Next is the certification. Teacher certification ensures that an individual is competent in both the subject matter and the general practice of teaching a certain audience. So, every state has its own procedures for certifying teachers, and every public school is expected to hire teachers certified by the state. Ideally, dili gyud mo mahatagan og certification ilabi na katong teachers nga ang performance wala nabot ang objectives niya, dili competent enough para motudlo. And it will give potential to those teachers nga they do their jobs well, and those who also have skills and experience that is excellent and competent enough to give a quality learning for students. Professional development. It boosts credibility as a teacher. Actively pursuing professional development ensures that knowledge and skills stay relevant and up to date. When we say professional development, the teacher are prepared, set clear and fair expectation, have a positive attitude, patient with students, and assist their teaching on a regular basis. Professional development gives educators the tools and skills to stay modern with the needs of students and allows them to plan ahead for changing trends in education. In order to realize areas of strength and areas that need attention for growth, reflective practice is necessary. Teaching experience. Teachers do continue to improve in their effectiveness as they gain experience in the teaching profession. We find that teaching experience is, on average, positively associated with student achievement gains throughout a teacher's career. When you have enough teaching experience, mas magka-confident ka as a teacher and magka-improve ka the way mo tudlo, and you will also gain plenty of other invaluable skills including classroom discipline, public speaking, presentation skills, management, and leadership skills. So, there are elements of a quality teacher. First is the teaching practices. The primary aim of teaching practice is to assist the student teacher to develop competencies, personal characteristics, understanding, knowledge, and skills. So, engaging students in the learning process increases their attention and focus, motivates them to practice higher level critical thinking skills, and promotes meaningful learning experiences. Example of teaching practices is that introducing topics using multiple representations, because it allows students to make connections within as well as between concepts. Next is the teacher preparation. The accessibility of all-around prepared, inspired, and bolstered educators, supporting unstable learning situations, and satisfactory learning materials are among the elements that prompt powerful teaching and positive learning results. So as a teacher, it is your obligation nga before ka mosulod sa classroom dapat prepared ka unsay itudlo nimo anang adlaw. Og you already know what strategies will you use because it makes sure your lessons are meaningful ug mas madali masabtan sa imong estudyante. Og lastly, the most important reason to plan is that it ensures your students' time in the classroom is worthwhile. Lastly, teacher strategies. Strategies help students begin to understand the process of learning. Strategies help students to bypass their areas of weakness and to perform at the level at which they are capable. So, importante kayo nga makuha nimo ilang interest kay mawalay bili kung prepared kayo ka sa imong lessons niya nangugat na ka sa tubangan niya wala day naminaw nimo. So, dapat kay balo na ka unsaon nga makuha nimo ilang interest. For example, you will use students' interest and fascinations or hook their interest with fun transitions. Teaching quality refers not only the teacher's credentials but also to the perspective teachers bring to the classroom, the instructional strategies that they use, and the surrounding organization of the school and community. This multi-layered approach is supported by research, including the previously discussed study by Heck 2007. So, like so many best practices that have been ingrained into educators, morality does not have to be taught in isolation but can be partnered with content to make learning experiences impactful in more ways than one.
Berliner 2005 describes teacher quality as a teacher who shows evidence of certain qualities of teaching in the lives of students. These qualities include more than assessing knowledge on a certification test. The essential thing is not knowledge but character, said Joseph Lee Conte. The significance of the impact educators have on shaping the impressionable young minds of students is more than the most detailed lesson plans or the prescription of curriculum map. The teachable moments an educator injects into the moral fiber of students are the lessons that become a ripple that impacts others for a lifetime.
Teacher qualities also must include the logical acts of teaching, defining, demonstrating, modeling, explaining, correcting. The psychological acts of teaching, caring, motivating, encouraging, rewarding, punishing, planning, evaluating. And the moral acts of teaching, showing honesty, courage, tolerance, compassion, respect, fairness. So, providing reinforcement of positive behaviors opposed to positively reinforcing negative behaviors. Keep your classroom in a state of growth. Pouring all of your energy into the negative leaves educators drain with no real results. Rather than focusing on what is not going well, praise the positive. When students make a mistake, do not ignore it. Instead, allow them to grow through it. This makes your classroom a safe place and students will have the innate desire to please.
Hello, Wandy. I am Beverly Habilio and I'm going to report the topic Competency Framework of Teacher in Southeast Asia. What does Competency Framework of Teacher means? Teacher competency frameworks comprise of a number of competencies, which can be the knowledge, skills, and attitudes that enable an educator to develop effective teaching practices. So, competency framework is very helpful to every teacher because this will be their guide to develop their skills as a teacher. First is the knowledge. It seems clear that if you're going to teach a subject, you should know a lot about it, right? Certainly, in high schools where teachers frequently specialize in one or two subject areas, there is a strong emphasis on the teacher's subject matter, knowledge, which is why the argument goes, if you want to teach history, you should first learn a lot about history. And if you want to teach mathematics, you should get a degree in mathematics. Also, if you know what you are talking about, you will able to convey it better to your students, right? Second is attitude. The attitude of a teacher must have a genuine caring and kindness of the teacher, a willingness to share the responsibility involved in a classroom, a sincere sensitivity to the students' diversity, a motivation to provide meaningful learning experiences for all the students. In these competencies, the teacher will be able to improve their teaching, how they will handle their profession, and how to undertake effective teaching. Southeast Asia Teachers Competency Framework is envisioned to be a helpful guide in improving the performance of teachers across the region. So, as what I mentioned earlier, that the competency framework of a teacher is a guide to every teacher to improve their teaching skills and their performance. The framework comprises of 4 essential competencies. So the first competency is knowing and understanding what to teach. It's the ability of teachers to deepen and broaden their knowledge on what to teach. So why we need to broaden and deepen our knowledge? As what I have said, knowledge is important so that you will able to convey it better to your student. So as a future teacher, what would you do to deepen your knowledge? So first, you have to master your subject content. Why? Because when teachers master the topic, there is smooth flow of teaching learning process. They can ensure that they are teaching the right ideas, theory, and other matters to the students. Second is use research-based knowledge. The research-based knowledge offers the teachers a way to understand the importance of the need to focus on the difference between students' decision-making processes. It makes them think in a different, more focused way. Second is helping students to learn. The ability to know their students, use the most effective teaching and learning strategy, and assess and give feedback on how students learn. It is important for the teachers to get to know their students because the more they get to know each student, the better they can teach them in a way that they will learn. The teacher's mission is to help students learn. That is their job. So what do you think teachers should do to help their students learn? Clearly, educators invite and motivate students to identify and ask questions about their lessons in order to determine whether or not they have learned anything from the lesson. Inspires and encourages students to strive for greatness and teaches them how to realize their full potential to become the best they can be through experience and commitment. Teachers also have their own unique and creative way of helping students to learn. For example, ask students questions about the lesson, use oral recitation, and use other tactics to help students learn the lesson you teach. Third is engaging the community. The ability to partner with parents and caregivers involves the community to help students learn and encourage respect and diversity. So why it is important for teacher to engage with the community? Because relationships between the school and the larger community increase schools and families' ability to promote student learning, welfare, and developmental outcomes. Respectful interactions among students, parents, and members of the school community are cherished and contribute to the advancement of students' learning and well-being. Lastly is becoming a better teacher every day. The ability to know oneself and others, practice human goodness, and then masters the teaching practice. To become a better teacher every day, a teacher must know themselves. How can you see the heart of a student, guide them to find their path, face a conflict with compassion, or engage with students who are different from us if we don't know ourselves, right? Always check yourself. It's hard to be present and compassionate with your students when you are maxed out. Are you likely to yell at the students when you get pushed too far? Or are you more likely to shut down, cry, or even get sarcastic? When you know the ways you are likely to react in stressful times, it's easier to catch these behaviors and let yourself take a breath. It is also helps to know the things that push your buttons. Different students will push your buttons in different ways. Some students will push them with efficient ease. A better teacher is kind, shows kindness to students, colleagues, parents, and those around her or him. Being a kind teacher helps students feel welcome, cared for, and loved. A better teacher is compassionate. Teaching is a very humanistic profession, and compassion is the utmost feeling of understanding and showing others you are concerned about them. A better teacher is empathetic. Empathy is an important trait to have and to try to develop in ourselves and our students. A better teacher is positive. Staying positive when it's tough can have a tremendous positive impact on the students and everyone around us. Looking on the bright side always seems to help make things better. A better teacher is a builder. A great teacher bridges gaps and builds relationships, friendships, and community. Teachers always look to make things better and improve things in and outside of the classroom. A better teacher is to inspire students. Everyone looks at a great teacher and wants to be a better teacher, a better student, even a better person. A great teacher uncovers hidden treasures and possibilities and magic right before everyone's eyes. Teachers master the teaching practice so that they can effectively deliver the lessons. So that's it for today. I hope you all learned a lot about our report today. Thank you for listening. Stay safe.
So thank you for lending me your time and I hope you learned something.